My name's OJ with Boss Detailing Pros, and we service the greater Sacramento area. And I'm going to show you guys my process. And let me know, guys, 1 through 10, what would you consider this? Drop in the comments below.
You're still new to detailing.
Right.
Is this the worst detail you've ever done so far?
No, I wouldn't say it's too bad. I think one of the worst interior details I've done was in one of these real bad, like, I think it was like a 7-year-old, never been cleaned car before. That was one I'm never doing again. And I posted it on my Instagram, so I'm sure some of you guys seen it.
Could you quickly walk us through your process? How are you gonna start?
Most definitely. So I usually start with the dashboard, and I just make my way down below. So I'll start with the dash to the center console, and then slowly make my way to the seats. That's the last thing I'll do if they're leather. And then I'll do the door panels. I usually save the door panels for last, since they're open, they're on the outside of the vehicle, so dirt, debris are flying at them. Once all the surfaces, cracks and crevices are clean, the windows are wiped down, and I shouldn't be in the car anymore, I then very lastly vacuum it up, just to not have to vacuum at the beginning and then vacuum again at the end. And then I move on to the exterior, starting with the wheels, rims, wheel well, and start the wash.
All right, OJ, so it's about 9 a.m.
Right.
First detail of the day. How long should this take?
This one, with it being like a compact SUV, I would say about 2.5 hours if I'm moving quick and efficient. But if I start getting too comfortable in the seats, it'll probably take me about 3 to 3.5. The carpets aren't too bad, and that's usually what's my biggest issue with trying to get cars done, is the vacuuming.
Cup holders, man. Seem a little caked on right there.
Ooh.
What's the game plan? What chemicals and technique are you gonna be using?
Right now, I'm using the Finish Line interior cleaner. It's my first time ever using it, so I'm giving it a try. But what I usually do when I'm using P&S or even one of the local brands, I spray the cup holders, let it marinate, let it soak in there, soften everything up when I'm doing the dashboard. And then sometimes it dries up like it was drying up. All the, I guess, gunk in there was soaking it up, which is a good sign. It's softening it for me. So now, once it's all soaked up, I'm gonna spray it one more time as I get closer, so that hopefully when I get in there with a steamer, or even if I use the back of my brush and just start scraping the stuff off, it loosens it all up. And then I could either use my rag, if I have a real dirty one. This one's brand new, so I probably won't do that. I'll just take my vacuum and vacuum up all the gunk, and then use my brush to get the fine detailed parts out.
For people who don't know, how long have you been detailing?
I would say in total almost a year, but by myself it's only been, I want to say, under 6 months. Definitely under 6 months by myself.
Have you experienced anything that just didn't come off, or that was very difficult? Gum, stains?
I think the hardest thing and I didn't know for the longest time what to use, but then Hunter with Hunter's Mobile Detailing told me this. Well, it was like an eraser for like the, what is that called? I guess the plastic trim. And once you guys know what I'm talking about, when you scrub it and it's gone, and then as the interior cleaner dries up, that black or that brown, whatever it is, slowly fades back in. I used to think it was just stained plastic trim. I didn't know what to do. And then he told me the certain tool to use, and it got that thing gone. It made the black trim look perfect again.
What was it, a steamer?
No, it's like a scrubbing tool. But if you use it too hard, it'll start breaking apart, and it'll make the black actually fade. It's like a chemical that's just naturally in the tool. Yeah.
Is it a Mr. Clean magic eraser?
Yep, the eraser.
Very good.
Yep. So I had to order some of the day he told me. I was on Amazon. I'm filling up at the gas station. I was like, you know what? Let me just buy it now before I forget it. Started using that, and they work.
All right, OJ, I have a question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
This detail, man, it's a lot of work. I see you busting a sweat.
It's definitely hot out here.
Now, being a solo detailer, what would you say is one of the hardest things about being a solo detailer?
Definitely not being able to do two things at once. So obviously I can't be on that side vacuuming while I'm over here doing this, or I can't be doing the back seat back there while I'm up here. So having that second person being able to help you out like that, or even if it's what I really don't like is when it's two cars at one house. I love that I don't have to travel, but I hate that I have a second car just sitting there waiting and nothing's being done to it while I'm working on the first car.
So pretty much the productivity.
Yeah.
And have you had help, or you been by yourself this whole time?
I have had a lot of help just through family and friends. Surprisingly enough, they usually say do family and friends as customers. I've actually been using them as helpers more than customers. So they usually come out and help me more than they get their own car actually done.
People are gonna wonder, you looking for help or not right now?
I'm definitely looking for occasional help. I do have a couple helpers, but all their experience comes from working with me. So if it is an outside helper, someone that's a little more experienced so that I don't have to necessarily redo what they did, if that makes sense.
All right, OJ, where you at with the detail, man?
So now, for the most part, we're finished up on the inside. It's time to start the exterior wash, starting with the tires. Then we'll move up to the actual body of the car with the pre-wash, pre-rinse, and then the foam bath. Then we start cleaning, drying, and then we'll double check, triple check everything, let the tires dry so we can apply the tire shine, and then we'll get our customer's opinion.
All right, so a year in the game. One of the biggest things about being a mobile detailer is the upsell.
Right.
I noticed this vehicle doesn't have protection.
Right.
Is it something you will mention, or you wait for them to ask you about it?
It kind of depends off of the feel I get from the person. You could tell when, especially when you arrive to a car, if someone actually cares about it or not. So like the other day I had someone just, all right, here's the keys, and immediately leave. So I could tell they weren't too concerned about their vehicle. They just wanted a detail, get it clean. But if someone comes down and point out every little thing, tell me all these details, I could tell they take pride in their car, and then that's when I'll kind of throw it out there. Other than that, I just kind of leave it alone. I could tell they're not interested. I don't want to waste their time. And so I just try to get to my next appointment. But let me know how you guys upsell. Drop in the comments below.
Hey, OJ.
Yes, sir.
Have you figured out windows yet?
I figured out windows, but not windshields. I normally get the windows pretty decent, but it's the windshield, especially when like this, it's been sitting in the sun for so long. And as soon as you spray it, it kind of just dries up on you. Or by the time you wash it and then you try to get that, I guess that little extra if you spray too much, and then it already dries up and you get those streaks or little tiny water spots from whatever you're using. Hey, but give me your best windshield cleaning tips in the comments below.
All right, OJ. So this vehicle, not gonna lie, man, it has scratches. It has something on the hood, on the window that didn't come off on the wash. How would you explain this to a customer?
I would point it out to them and show them that it's just, it's not necessary. Well, it is damage. Some damage you could fix, some damage you can't. And to be honest, I'm still new, so I'm not sure if I would have the knowledge to fix the damage I've seen on this vehicle. But I'm always looking for advice, so if you guys have some knowledge or anything you could share, let me know in the comments below.
All right, OJ, so we're pretty much done. What do you do after the detail's done? Do you take pictures? Do you call the customer? Do you just leave?
Depending on how I'm looking on time, I'll take some pictures, take a video. Other than that, if I'm running short, quick behind schedule, whatever it is, I'll call out the customer, get their approval. We'll handle payment and mention a 5-star review, and then I'm on my way.
When it comes to 5-star reviews, how do you do it, man? You just ask them, hey, go to the website. Do you send them a link?
So all my bookings online, so I tell them if they just go back to my website where they booked online at, and just leave a review for future customers to know what to expect from my services. And then sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's a 50-50, but I think since I started, I've gotten almost 30 reviews so far. So
What are you doing right there, OJ?
this is how I get real deep in these air vents. Sometimes the stuff's lodged in there, or it's just too deep for your paintbrush tool, like I like to call it, to get in there. So this will really get in there. I use one to get it wet with the cleaner, second one to come behind and dry it all up. So that's my detail process for a vehicle like this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And of course, make sure to hit that like and subscribe for more detailed videos.